What's up everybody, I'm Noah and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you the top 10 best angles for car photography. We have my Civic out here in this cool location. I was actually just driving around and found this one day, and I've always wanted to shoot here, so I thought today would be the perfect time, and felt like this video would also be a perfect time to film this. But yeah, so I'm going to start by getting all my stuff set up, get y'all on the tripod, and then get all my camera lenses all set up, CPL filters on and stuff, and then I'll break it down like where I start, couple angles I get, always make sure to start out on, and then yeah, just go from there. So real quick, I'll go over the equipment I use. I use a Nikon D5100, meaning you don't need the best camera equipment is basically what I'm trying to say. And then a CPL filter, and I'm using a Nikon 18 to 55 millimeter lens. That's really basically what I use for mainly every shoot. So basically what I like to start out with is, I always like the car to start out very angled, like I did here. Sometimes I'll have them cut the wheels, but it kind of depends. And since the spot is very narrow, I didn't want to cut the wheels and end up in the grass or something. But it's nice sometimes to showcase the wheels. If you cut them that way, it kind of showcases the back half of the rim. But typically I like to start out, and I'll switch all to my POV camera sometimes just so y'all can see what I'm seeing. But I like to start out kind of at this 3/4 angle right here, and just make sure to get a good picture, kind of just to test everything. Yeah, which that looks really good right there. Kind of testing everything, making sure the lighting and everything looks good, because the way the lighting kind of shoots down through these trees kind of makes the front half look way darker than the back half. So you want to make sure all your lighting is lined up evenly and stuff. And so that's typically what I like to start off with, is just that front 3/4 angle view. And then my next angle I like to get is kind of just a wheel shot. I know my wheels are dirty right now, so don't commentate on me, but kind of like to get a 3/4 shot, or not a 3/4 shot, just like kind of a wheel shot of like the front half, just kind of showing like the location, how pretty it is, and just kind of making sure that like you kind of showcase the paint, because that's the main thing on these cars, is the paint is very nice and pearl. So then the next thing, after you get the 3/4 shot, wheel shot, sometimes I'll have them move the car to get like a straightforward shot. But since I'm the only person here, I'm just going to go ahead and get the shot myself. Just kind of show the glass on the window and making sure everything looks smooth. And since I said like I am the only one here, so I'm just kind of going to get my own front shot without moving the car. Typically, like I said, you'd move the car straight, but obviously I can't do that. So a straightforward shot kind of looks like that. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, just a front angled shot. And then sometimes on the newer like supercars, like Huracans and what else? I know the Beamer's not a supercar, but like Beamer, Supras, stuff like that, they have kind of headlights that more are exposed. That's the word I was looking for. Exposed to the top. And those look super good with the CPL filter, because you can get like the rainbow type of effect that you might see on like some famous people's stuff. So what I like to do is get like a angled shot like this of the headlights. I've seemed to have like really good success with that, just like the way it turns out. And now we're gonna move to the back. Now since we're over here on the side, sometimes right now I'll get an interior pic just like of the steering wheel, and just kind of showcasing the interior, because a lot of exotic cars, or especially like Mercedes, AMGs, Maybachs, like Rolls, stuff like that, the interior is very nice to showcase. So you want to make sure you include that. especially on like Bugattis and newer stuff too, the interior is very important. So about now, I'll move to the interior, just a couple shots. Sometimes I'll have them roll down the window. Sometimes I'll have them just open the door. But yeah, so we have to start, we have the first 3/4 shot, and then we have the wheel shot, which is two very good angles that I always start out with, just to make sure the lighting looks good and settings mess with ISO and stuff. And then typically I move to the front forward shot like I showed. Then I'll do an interior pick. I'm not going to do an interior pick because I feel like y'all know what I'm talking about, but I'll put examples on the screen. So now those are the top 4. So now we're moving to number 5. I'll actually try to get like emblem shots and detail shots right about now. So on the front, I'll kind of just get like, I'll kind of just showcase like the Honda emblem, maybe get a little bit of an angle going. But I typically always try to include this tail or this headlight with it as well. It just gives it more of a cleaner look. And then I'll try to find another detail. Typically on supercars and stuff, the carbon stuff looks good on camera, so you can showcase that. I'm gonna actually go for this valve stem right here because it says Honda on it. Might try to get a little bit closer actually, just because the way the red is kind of glowing. And then, so what's that? I think that's 6. I don't know, maybe 6. You can never go wrong with too many pictures, so it doesn't really matter. But so that's the first 6 I start with. And now moving to the back a little bit, the way my car is angled at this angle, I typically like stand over there and get like a 3/4 shot from the back and then a straightforward shot from the back. I can't really go over there right now because it's woods, so I'll put examples on screen. But those are like the top 7 things that I typically start. I might go back wheel just because of the location. I don't want to step in stuff, but you can kind of angle yourself to a point where you can showcase the back tire also at like a 3/4 angle, and it highlights the paint a lot. And it's just always just a go-to shot for me.